It seemed that it was a pretty classic presentation for early onset MS, and of course I was in the right age range and I was female. I couldn't think of any other diagnosis that it could be. And to be very frank, it was terrifying.
When I first found out my sister was diagnosed with MS, I was devastated, as was my family. We knew, and I knew very little about the disease, multiple sclerosis, and what that would mean to us. And in lieu of information, the diagnosis was really terrifying.
I was a resident physician at the time. The only patients with MS that I ever encountered were in the hospital. Many of them were quite debilitated and were very ill, and that's not the future that I had envisioned for myself.
I knew that it was a disease that caused almost stroke-like events over time. I knew that people could develop disability, could have difficulty walking and trouble with their vision. And so I knew a lot of what could occur, but I really wasn't familiar with what the treatment options and what the various interventions that could be done to really help people who were living with the disease.
My husband left one morning. It was just like I am right now. He came home that afternoon. I'm sitting at the kitchen table. "Ah, honey, how was your day?" And I looked at him and went, and I couldn't get anything to come out. And when I stood up, I hit the floor.
So touch my finger and your nose and my finger. I spend the vast majority of my time caring for people who are living with multiple sclerosis. And certainly going through the experience of being a family member of someone being diagnosed with a chronic illness, you really realize all of the different resources that really need to be identified and been brought into focus and to be made available to people living with the disease.
When people found out that I had MS, a lot of them introduced me to their colleagues or their cousins or family members or other individuals who had had MS for a number of years and had managed to cope and adapt in very positive ways, and so it helped to counterbalance the very negative perception that I had when I was initially diagnosed with MS.
Are you having trouble with your vision?
When I met Dr. Hughes, I was unable to walk or talk. She changed my course of life and my course of thinking and made me realize that I can help control how this disease runs through my body.
Look straight over that way. This is a fascinating field. This is a field in which the knowledge and information is pouring out. I look forward to being part of that process.
The best thing I ever found was Dr. Hughes. To find somebody that treats just that disease is what I found, what I love, and would not trade for the world.
In my small way, I hope I've been able to alleviate the difficulty of living with the disease.